Okay, we have a double outlet box here. We have a couple worn out outlets here, and we're gonna swap them out for some nice new ones. We'll unscrew our mud ring here. So we're all on one circuit here. So they put the wires around the screws the right way. But look at all the copper they left behind the white wire there. See all that copper there left behind the screw? That's no good. So we'll just unhook this one here. That's the one that comes from the power. And we'll unhook the black one from the power here. See how much copper they left behind there? That's a little bit too much. So I'll take this one off. Okay, so we'll unhook our ground wire here to the second outlet. And see how they put that aluminum and copper together? And one around the same screw? That's no good. See aluminum and copper twisted together around the same screw? You don't do that. Take our mud ring off here. Okay, so we'll untwist our copper pieces here. We'll take this aluminum wire off of here. This is coming off the BX cable. It's coming up through the floor. Just a little thin piece of MC cable, and you don't put aluminum and copper together. So they do have a ground screw in the back of the box here. Okay, so we'll get this aluminum ground tail off of here. We have our ground tail here. It wasn't very tight either. Okay, they have the two wires around the same screw, it looks like. See, you don't put two wires around the same screw like that. So what we're going to do is we'll get a very nice long piece of copper wire and we'll make one long tail. So we'll use this green screw again, and we'll cut our piece of ground tail, but it's going to be a nice long one. Okay, so what we're going to do with this thin aluminum ground wire is we're going to take a screw with a washer. There's not another threaded hole I can put in there, so I'm going to screw it into the box. Okay, so we'll put it in our hole right in here. Okay, now we'll take our ground wire, that aluminum one, and we'll just put it around that screw there, so we'll keep it way down here out of our way. Get it back here. I'll just loop it around the washer the way our screw turns. Just a real thin little fine wire that's made of aluminum. Okay, so let's get that back out of our way there. Now we'll take our longer ground tail to go to the outlet with. We'll make our loop the direction our screw turns here. We'll get up on our green screw here, and we'll close the loop all the way around. Alrighty, so now we can make our loops and get ready to hook our new outlets up here. So here in the country I was born in, the black wire is live and the white is neutral, and the bare wire is the ground. We'll put our mud ring back on here. We'll put our screws in. Okay, so what we can do is we'll open these loops up and we'll start fresh. Okay, we'll make a score here, and we'll make another one over here, and we'll do the same on our white. Always use the hole that matches the wire size you're using. I'm going to do just a smidgen more here. Here we go. We'll take our knife and we'll just score along here. And we'll take our insulation off like that. And we'll do the same here. There we go. And we'll take our new outlet. We'll close the screws we're not using. Okay, so we'll put our ground around the green screw here. Okay, make sure it's nice and tight. Here we go, that's what we want. Now we'll take our white wire, we'll put it around our silver colored screw here. So we'll make our loop, make it bend in the middle of the wire, the bare copper there. See how I get the, see I can slide the insulation up and down a little bit. So I get it like that there. Get the wire under our screw head like that. And I'll just close our loop the direction our screw turns. And see how I'm not getting the insulation under the screw head? That's what I want right there. See the insulation comes up just before the screw head on both sides, and our copper is under that all the way around. So now we'll flip this over, and we will do our black wire. The black is our live wire. Okay, we get our, I can push this insulation down just a little bit like that. Okay, see we have a good solid connection. Our insulation comes up to just below the screw head. Our copper is under the head all the way around, and that's what we want. So now we can fold this wire into the box, and we'll bring our ground wire over this way. So we can push this back in. We can go up and just we'll keep our ground wire down at the bottom here. Yeah, straighten our outlet out. I'll feel up here, make sure my wire screw's not going to hit the wires. Okay, we're good. We're not going to hit any wires. So we can tighten this outlet up. We'll get it centered on the bracket there. Tight. Get it centered here on the bracket. Okay, now we'll hook our last one up, the end here. Let's clip the end off there. Okay, we'll just close the screws we're not using here. Okay, we'll put our ground wire around the green screw here. There's our ground wire around the green screw. Okay, I'm going to clip this white wire back a little bit because it was stripped a little too long. And we'll wrap it around our screw the direction our screw turns. You always put your wire around the screw the direction that the screw turns. Because if you put it around the screw backwards, see how I got the insulation under that screw head a little bit? I'm going to take and open this up a little bit. And I can open that loop up so that I don't pinch the insulation under there. So okay, so I'll just go like this and just make the loop a little bit better so I don't get the insulation under there. See, I got the loop down further, so now when I close this, I don't get the insulation under the screw head there. I'll just close, tighten the screw up. Nice and tight, and we have a good solid connection. That's what we want right there. Now we'll keep this ground wire down at the bottom. So we'll push it over this way and keep it down at the bottom. And let it come back this way, keep it down the bottom. So now we'll hook our black wire up. The black is the live. So we will make our loop the direction our screw turns. There we go. We get our insulation just up to the bottom of the screw head. That's what we want there. There we go. We have a really nice connection. That's what I want to see. Like that. So now we can push our wires into the box. So I'll take our screws out of the paper washers here. And we'll push them back into our box. I'll bend these wires down so that they don't push against the back of the box. And I'll make sure our ground wire is staying down here at the bottom. And we'll just push this into our box. There we go. We'll put our screws in here. And I'll tighten it by hand so we don't strip our holes out there. And I'll just feel back here, make sure screws aren't hitting the wires. That one's not. And that one's not. It's all nice and tight. Now we can stick our cover back on here. Alrighty, that is how to wire a double gang outlet box here in the country I was born in without having to use wire nuts. What we did was called skin the wire instead of going screw to screw, so we have a solid connection between both outlets. And I showed you what I do to separate the aluminum from the copper, because you don't want to put aluminum and copper together because they can corrode. Here in the country I was born in, we use 12 American wire gauge on 20 amps, 14 American wire gauge on 15 amps. The black is live, the white is neutral, the bare, the green is the ground. Red and blue are also live colors. However, you may find white live in a switch loop or a 220, 240 volt circuit that does not require a neutral. In a metal box, you must ground to the box and tail from the box to the receptacle. Peace. Thanks for watching.